Alright, what's going on, LF fam? Here with another video. This one's actually inspired by something I'm working on right now, which is muscle imbalances. So I'm gonna throw some clips in from my chest workout earlier. Well, at least some videos we took, just because I want to go through exactly what you can do to help out your chest imbalances or any particular imbalance actually. So for me, I've always struggled with a little bit of a chest imbalance, with my left pec being a little bit more dense and fuller than my right pec. And for myself, this is because of my hip alignment. I'm swayed a little bit more like this way, I guess you could say, which is something you could fix through physical therapy and etc. Foam rolling, myofascial release. But there's something to keep in mind. So if it's imbalanced like myself, where it's just one is fuller than the other, that can be worked on. But if it's something where your insertions are different, there's really nothing you can do about that. That's genetics. Like let's say your chest cuts in a little bit more in earlier than this one, then that's just the way your muscle shaped. Nothing much you can do about that. You could try to give an illusion of different, having it fuller and looking more even, but at the end of the day, that's your insertion. That's how it is. So I'm gonna tell you guys how I try to fix my chest imbalance, and it usually works. But if I ever stop doing it for a while, I will see the imbalance come back up again. I'll see if I get a picture. I'll post it right here if you guys can see it. It's usually more like you can see it more when I have a nice pump. You see that my left is all nice and full, and then my right is a little bit flatter. I think for me it's more something to do, like I said, with my hips, but also it has to do with the fact that I'm not getting as much blood coming into the side. So this is why I start out with this motion right here, where I do one arm dumbbell at a time. So I come in right after my back workout, because I do back and then chest. So right after my back workout, I start my chest right with this motion, right? I'll do one arm at a time, just squeezing the right chest, right pec, just getting all the blood in there, really building a good muscle-mind connection, because once I start doing the movements together, that's when my left will be more connected to the muscle than my right one, and I want to make sure that I get a good connection, and that's how you do so with this one arm movement. So of course, keep in mind, focus, keep the tension on the right chest, well, whatever muscle you're trying to work on. For me particularly, is my right chest, my right pec. So I'll do this one arm movement before I even start anything else, just to get this side fired up and let it know that we need, we're gonna bring it up a little bit. So that's the first thing I do. First thing you want to do, of course, is activate that side. Whatever, again, keep in mind, this is not just for your chest. You can literally do this for any imbalance you have, whether it be your arms, your shoulders, etc. So that's one thing you can do. Start warming it up, fire it up with that's just the one side unilateral work, and then go from there. Next thing you want to do is, when you do bilateral work, like a bench press for example, is you want to make sure that you're putting a lot of stress on the side that you're focusing on. So typically you'll when you do these bilateral movements together, your stronger side is going to be more dominant. Usually if you're right-handed, it'll be your right-handed. For myself, for some reason my left is more dominant. Again, I think it has to do with my issues being thing, but that's a totally different topic. So when you do bilateral movement, which is the two movements, that's two hands at the same time, just make sure you're putting a lot of focus on your weaker side as well. Get that good muscle to mind connection. If you're just throwing the weight up, your dominant side is again gonna take more of the load, even making your case even worse. So that's the second thing you can do when you're doing movements together. Make sure you're focusing on the side as well, but try to do a lot of unilateral work, right? So of course you want to throw the bilateral movements in, like dumbbell, like the bench press, but make sure you're doing one dumbbell at a time, both dumbbells together. That way they're getting even work. Last but not least, what I also do is, at the end of a workout, let's say these machine flies right here, I'll end up doing them together, and then once I can't do no more, I'll stop with the stronger side and just bang out a few more with the weaker side, just giving it more of a load. And over time, again, you do this not just one time, you got to do this over and over and over again. It'll get a little bit stronger. It's getting more load. You're progressively overloading it more than the left, so eventually it should catch up a little bit, evening out the chest. So again, this is something you have to keep doing. It's not just do this one time and then your chest is going to even out. Just got to keep doing it. Keep it in mind. Again, like I said, for myself, if I stop doing paying mind to how my chest is working out, then it just you can see it more. So when I do this and I keep doing it and I keep it consistent, it evens out. It's not as bad as when I don't. So yeah, figured I'd make this video, help you guys out. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I post 3 times a week, try to help you guys out, anything that I come to mind. If you guys have any topics for me, let me know down below. This one I figured could help some people out, something I struggle with, maybe you guys do as well. And yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, guys, peace.
Yeah, I gotta get used to that. Remember, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, man, give us a subscribe.